Hello and thank you for joining us on the midweek edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Binga Oreshegun. Today on the program, Kwara State erects 70-meter high flagpole, the tallest in West Africa. Governor Zulum visits Marte town, overrun by Boko Haram, accuses soldiers, politicians of acting as informants to Boko Haram. And later on the show, in our Journalist Hangout midweek special, Babajide Kolade Otitoju examines grassroots development, infrastructure, growth initiatives by Warri South Council Chairman Wayimi Agbata-Imiro. Now, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Femi Adefila, who is making his debut on the program. Femi, it's so good to have you on Journalist Hangout.
It's such a pleasure to be here.
But talk to me, how do you feel joining on the table here?
I feel so good. I've been a big fan of this program.
Whoa,
I've watched
really?
as a broadcast journalist myself, and I'm amazed by what you guys are doing on this platform. And it's a pleasure to be in this beautiful studio. Right? There's so much opulent splendor and glamour.
Absolutely.
I think it's the very first. I love it.
Exactly.
Kudos, guys.
All right, then. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. Shining the spotlight on what matters most ensures it gets the attention it deserves. In Kwara State, the Nigerian flag is under the spotlight as the state government unveiled a 70-meter high flagpole. The state government describes it as the tallest in West Africa to make a bold declaration of identity and pride. The erected structure with the Nigerian flag is now the tallest in West Africa, outshining the likes of the 50-meter high flagpole in Birinkudu local government area of Jigawa State and the 68-meter flagpole located in the Duncan Reserve in Beha, South Africa. Now let's share the story by TVC News' Ibrahim Alege with you.
The mounting of the flagpole is part of the urban renewal program of the Kwara State government. This is coming few months after the government constructed a flyover at the popular Unity Roundabout Ilorin and reconstructed all the roads within the axis. Corporal Toyinbo Abayomi makes history by being the first person to take the salute at the hoisting of the flag. The hoisting of the flag on the 70-meter pole is supervised by Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, represented by the Commissioner for Communication, Bola Olukoju.
But this development is not only about the tangible, it is also about the spirit, about building monuments and spaces that lift our heart, celebrate our heritage, and remind us of who we are and where we are headed. This flagpole belongs in that special category. It aligns with our broader vision of a Kwara that is not only functional, but also beautiful, inspiring, and globally visible. I will say, welcome to Kwara. God bless us, God bless Kwarans, God bless Nigeria.
The state government believes it will be a tourist attraction, being the tallest flagpole in West Africa.
What Dubai thrives on is the fact that it has several tourist sites, it has several high-rise, that you want to go there from every part of the world. And when you get there, you pick one or two things, and that is part of growing the economy. From there, people will also be attracted to different things. When you come here, people ask you, for instance, where is the tallest flagpole in West Africa? You are curious, you want to be there. When you get there, there are several other things that the government has put in place. You have the International Conference Center, you have the Innovation Hub, which is one of its kind in West Africa. You have several other infrastructure projects that the governor has put in place. This is another attraction to the state, and we are proud of it. It also symbolizes our unity and our aspiration to the greatest height as a people. This is Nigeria. We are Nigerians and we are proud of who we are. The green, white, green is one of the most beautiful flags in the world, and we are flying it to the highest in West Africa. So it symbolizes our unity and our aspiration to the highest height we are going to.
Government says there's no cause for alarm about the height of the pole, as standard materials were used for it.
The height of the pole is 70 meters, so in which they use the standard galvanized steel by 14 meters by 21. The flag, that is 7 meters by green, 7 meters by white, and 7 meters by green. That's green, white, green, making 21 by 14 meters. You can all see.
The flag that flies high on the 70-meter pole not only represents the sovereignty of Nigeria, but also the unity and the collective will to attain higher heights. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.
All right, beautiful report from, Ibrahim Alige here. But Bikeo, talk to me. Let's not look at the height of the flagpole. Let's talk about symbolism. I mean, what does this symbolize?
It's meant to galvanize us to love our country, to appreciate the fact that Nigeria is a great country, and Nigeria is a country that deserves our love, that deserves our patriotism. Many people abuse our country, say all sorts of nasty things about our country. A good number of them cannot even, they won't dare do some of the things that they do in our country. They rubbish the name of our country at every opportunity. Even some politicians go abroad to demarket their country. But there are Nigerians who are very patriotic, who are happy to celebrate good things happening in their country. Some people don't want to see good things happen to us in our country. They major in the negative. But for these people, the message that we want to pass across is that we'll continue to show love to our country because we have no other country. Wherever you go, you live like a stranger.
True.
But in your country, you feel very much at home.
That's right.
So we should be patriotic. We should, things like this. I appreciate the symbolism about it. The flag of our country is the identity of our country, is a rallying point.
Absolutely.
So, and I know too that anyone going to Kwara will want to be in a place like this, given the fact that from different parts of the state capital, you can even see this.
Exactly.
Pole, you know, it's on an elevation, if you know that area very well, that unity, because we were raised in Kwara. So,
okay, the topography. And
yes, that the flag is on an elevation, and the areas around it, they are quite low. So it enables it to tower really high. So I appreciate the symbolism, and I believe too that when people go to Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, this place will be on their mind. They will want to go there. Oh, let's talk about a 7-meter pole. Let me even go there. And at the end of the day, tourism is bolstered, which is what we expect to see. The economy of the state will even benefit from that.
Okay. Now, the opposition, they say that, oh, it's misplaced priority, but the symbolism of this, beautiful gesture.
It takes a person with negative spirit not to appreciate what Kwara State government has done.
Absolutely.
He said it all. It's a means of identification. We should learn to respect our nation and those things that represent our nation.
Okay.
Our flag was designed carefully to symbolize who we are. A nation's flag tells its story. If it's 70 meters high, that's the first in the West African sub-region. I think the tallest in the world is in Cairo, and we have one in Jeddah. The one in Cairo is about 201 meters tall. That they have chosen to respect our nation and to do this, to honor our nation, I think they deserve commendation. Because you travel across Nigeria, you don't see many of our flags. And when you see them in a state of disrepair. They are in rack and ruins. You go into people's cars, instead of seeing Nigerian flag, you see American flag. You see people's polo, people's shirts, you see American flag. If Americans don't reference, they don't refer, they don't venerate their flag, we won't venerate them.
Absolutely.
It is how you project yourself. It's what you call yourself. People will call you.
Okay.
Yorubas will say, you can call your Igba a calabash, you can call it a kikara. A calabash is to something you reference to drink palm wine. Calabash is to pack rubbish. So I think, like he said, it's time we start to honor those things that are unique to us, the symbols of identity as a people.
Absolutely. All right, beautiful one. Let's move straight to our next conversation. Social media influencer Martins Vincent Otse, popularly known as VeryDarkMan, is not out of the woods yet. He has suffered a setback in his attempt to turn the tide of accusation against him with reason and resolve. The Lagos High Court dismissed preliminary objections, filed by VeryDarkMan in the 1 billion naira defamation suit by father and son Femi and Falana. Justice Fimishola Aziz awarded 200,000 naira in costs to Femi and Falana in their defamation suit against VeryDarkMan. Now, the case stemmed from a video he posted on the 24th of September 2024 involving cross-dresser Bobrisky. Now, BKO, talk to us. What were the reasons, cited by the courts to dismiss, the preliminary objections by VDM?
Most times, people come up with interlocutory injunction, preliminary objection, and all that to try to slow down the wheel of justice. And it is well within the powers of the judge to decide whether you have a valid case, to want a preliminary injunction instituted. So if the judge is not convinced, he will say, no, I disagree. Your preliminary objection lacks merit. Go and file your defense so that the case can kick off quickly. So I think this is what this judge has done. Remember, this matter began last year, and Femi Falana, SAN, moved quickly to try to get the court to redress the harm done to his name. And look, in a few months, it will be 1 year.
That's true. That's
and
true.
The matter has not really gotten off the ground. So it can be frustrating. I was with the EFCC chairman yesterday, and he was telling me about a matter that had gone on for about 20 years.
Wow.
And the case cannot be said to have even officially kicked off, because his preliminary objection today, it's another obstacle tomorrow. Sometimes these objections, they will go all the way to even Supreme Court.
Yes.
To argue something that has nothing to do with the main substance of the matter. So in this case, the judge felt that, no, VeryDarkMan, your preliminary objection has no merit. Therefore, you awarded costs against him that will be shared between Femi Falana and his son, Falana, better known as Falz, And what this means is the substantive matter can now kick off. Okay. That is the matter of defamation, for which the Falanas are asking for ₦1 billion. So we now know that after this objection had been dismissed with costs, the matter of defamation, the substantive matter will now kick off. We'll see how far that matter can go. Maybe in the course of the court action, within the legal legal wrestling between them.
Okay.
Maybe they will agree to sheath their swords, maybe
settle out of court.
Settle out of court. It's possible. It's, they can inform the court that okay, the two lawyers have come together to, but we don't know what will happen. My feeling is that Very Dark Man, he has valid reasons to do some of the things that he does.
Okay.
He speaks for the ordinary people. You know, he fights for people cheated, especially these online vendors who will take money from you and will not deliver.
True.
He fights for people. We know that. His heart is good, but he has to change some of his methods and tactics, because you can't be openly insulting people the way you are doing. You are not the only one who has courage to take on people. But these things have to be done with moderation. Even if you want to attack people, you have to do it with some measure of moderation, because
decorum, absolutely.
Look at the other day, decided to put on a police uniform illegally. The case is still on.
Yeah, that's true.
He was rearranged recently by the IG, accused of cyberbullying Yabo Ojo and Tonto Dike. That matter is there. There's also the matter of Mercy Chinwo, who also sued him for defamation. It is said that there are no less than 3 dozen cases against this young man. That of the EFCC, I asked the EFCC chairman, what are you doing with VDM? What is his crime? He said they received 4 petitions against him and they are obligated to investigate all of those petitions. As far as they are concerned, it's not off the hook yet. So how many punches
can he actually
take? At a point, as a boxer, you get groggy, you lean on the ropes, and your minder will just throw in the towel to say, look, this person.
We give up.
I think at that point, at some point, Very Dark Man will be forced to change his methods, because I don't think that the way things are going, that he can really continue along this
line.
Femi,
let me come to you here. Defamation is a serious matter. But do you think with this whole scenario, it can serve as a deterrent, you know, for others when it comes to defamation?
I think it should be able to, if you are able to navigate the entire process, the legal process. Because I think we need to deepen our jurisprudence.
Okay.
And this case will allow us to deepen jurisprudence.
Yes.
If you are a social influencer, it's not a liberty for you to defame people, to impugn on people's character. There are boundaries. There are red lines. We appreciate the fact that he's doing a good job. He's a voice for the voiceless, championing the cause of the oppressed, the suppressed. But there are lines. We are not in a banana republic. We operate a constitutional democracy where your own right begins, stops is where my own begins. So you must know that you have to respect boundaries.
Yes.
And I know for most social influencers, what they want is this. They want to build the numbers.
Yes.
They want eyeballs on YouTube. We're going to make so much money. And you know, adversarial journalism sells, negativity sells.
Sure.
So they don't know when they cross the line. I cannot be the subject of your commercial venture. But you want to build your following, you want to add followers, and you now impugn my integrity with reckless abandon. You can't be unhinged. You can't be like a loose cannon in a nation guided by law. So what the Falanas have done, I think, is commendable. We are not saying that Very Dark Man has done wrong. The court, we can say
will determine
that. What we are saying is this will deepen our jurisprudence and serve as a reference point for other social media influencers that want to build numbers, that you must respect boundaries.
Absolutely.
You can't just run the nation roughshod and just behave like smooth cannon. Like I said earlier on, we must respect the law in the pursuit of our vocations, jobs, whatever we do. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, let's talk about Borno State. The governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, is providing a substantial backing to the truism that a house divided against itself can never stand. Governor Zulum's recent statement alleged that some politicians and members of the armed forces are acting as informants and collaborators for Boko Haram insurgents. His comment comes as the state continues to witness a resurgence in the activities of Boko Haram fighters. During his visit to Marte local government area, the governor warned that Boko Haram terrorists are on the brink of taking over the area, as only one town out of 300 remains under government control. Dike, I remember when we talked about this, I think it was last week when you talked about one town, but the governor visiting the local government area. Well, why do you think it's important for him to visit and also even spend the night there? Why is it so important?
It's confidence building, and I think he's doing his best to encourage the troops. We need to see that video. Okay. The producer has to show us that video so that you can see that, yes, this town was overrun by the insurgents, but the governor went there, of course, well protected by troops, but being protected by troops is not a guarantee that you can't come under fire. True. There was a general that I traveled to one of the dangerous zones with, who told me, come on, if some of these soldiers hear the sound of an anti-aircraft gun, you won't see anybody again. I said, what? It was at that point that I knew that I was taking a risk. He said, and he was going around with his own rifle. He said, at least I can protect myself. No? The problem, the situation in Borno State is dire. I think that in the desire to strengthen our hand in the northwest, we moved troops from the northeast because there was a time, let's face it, there was a time we were no longer hearing stories of attacks by Boko Haram.
Yes, exactly.
You know, in Borno State. We were no longer hearing. We had stabilized the region. More than 300,000 fighters had decided to lay down their arms, you know, had decided to repent. So we moved troops to strengthen the northwest. Yes. Don't forget, the two ministers of defense are from the northwest. One is from Jigawa, the other one is from Zamfara. So they needed to defeat banditry in their...
in their own region.
Yes, so that they won't say, oh, they made people ministers
and yet we can't see
you can't defeat banditry. I saw that political connection. And the governor has been saying, no, we have neglected the northeast. What he was saying was that we moved armaments, we moved troops to strengthen the northwest. It is evident now that he was saying the truth. He came under attack at that time needlessly. This is the man who feels it, and they say who feels it knows it. Bob Marley sang that song, you know. So today, between October and March, we came under attack more than 150 times in that area. During that period, we lost more than 100 troops. A lot of these things not reported. But a lot of military barracks had fallen to the insurgents as a result of some steps that were taken. I was in Maiduguri a few weeks back, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the soldiers I spoke with also told me that at this time they need weapons. Allied to that is the fact that the enemy now uses drones, military-grade drones, unmanned area vehicles fitted with weapons. So sometimes as they are arriving at a military base, they are using those drones to attack the base. And when you get attacked from the air, it's always difficult for ground troops.
Absolutely.
Especially when you are not even prepared.
Absolutely.
And they like to fight at night these days. Because they have night vision goggles, they have night fighting capability. These weapons, how they acquire some of these weapons within a short time, we don't know. But we also know that our borders are porous.
Yes.
We also know that we share extensive borders with Niger Republic especially.
Which is almost like a
stretching from Kebbi in the northwest to Yobe in the northeast.
Sai generally.
So those countries and Niger Republic is not on good terms with Nigeria at this time. The military cooperation that we enjoyed with them in the days of MNJTF is not really there. Those countries are not cooperating. So with the fact that they are not cooperating, some of the insurgents could move into Nigeria from Niger, for example, especially those states like Borno and Yobe. They will move in and retreat into those ungoverned spaces inside Niger. Because Niger is, as I always say, is to a large extent a failed state. Yes. So they move into that place, hibernate. When they want to attack, they come in through Babangida, through Gaydam, and some of those border communities. And unfortunately for us, some of those border communities in Borno State are in enemy hands. It's not everywhere that the military has been able to exercise control. Sure. Sometimes we refrain from saying some of this, but now you can hear the governor saying that only out of 300 communities, only one. You know, there are two Martes. There is New Marte, there is Marte. Okay. So the other one, they still have people. And it's like that in many parts of Borno where you have a whole local government, only one town is inhabited by people. The rest, they've left to those boys to do whatever they like. We still have Guzamala. There is no presence of the military in the whole of Guzamala. A whole local government, they are there. That's the hometown of the speaker of Borno State. No one can argue that. Malam Fatori, the people, the bulk of Malam Fatori, those boys simply doing what they like. The bulk of Monguno. Yeah, you talked about the senator. It's only one town. It's only one town that you can find people living. Even the governor's land of birth, which is Zulum. Zulum is in Monguno local government. The governor has not gone to his hometown since like 2014. So this is the thing. He has now reached that point that he has to talk. He has to see how best he can get his people out of this mess, and he needs the support. The armed forces must come together now and put an end to this embarrassment of terrorists killing our troops and filming them. It has to end. It has to end. It has to end. Now, the governor made a revelation, this morning, in an interview. He accused soldiers and politicians of acting as informants. I mean, what's going on?
That's a question I would like to ask you too. It's actually, that's not the first time you'll be hearing that. It's so sad that our territorial integrity is under serious assault again. Sure. And it's very unfortunate. Let me recall that in 2013, I was in the Ministry of Defense. I was at Mate. After Mate, we went to Kerenoa. After Kerenoa, Lake Chad. And we were in the periphery of Sambisa Forest. That was the era of General Chris Olukolade as a spokesperson for the Nigerian Defense. I was then the SA to the Minister of Defense. It's very unfortunate that this is happening again. We thought we had won the war from that axis. But now there's a resurgence of that insurgence from that axis, and it's very, 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 very unfortunate. And I sympathize with the governor. He's very outspoken. He said the truth. That was not the first time. Remember, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said the same thing.
That is in his
he made the allegation that in his cabinet there are people who are informants, who are snitching on the military and government, telling the enemy the strategies of the military.
What do you think is responsible?
What is responsible is this. Some people have been radicalized. Some people are doing it for ethnic reasons, some for commercial reasons. I don't trust some soldiers because insecurity in Nigeria has become a big business. Not only to the insurgent and the bandit, even to the people in the military. We budget billions and billions of naira every year to fight insurgents. We don't get results most often than not. The result we get is that generals are getting richer, they are buying houses across the world, and they are feeding fat on the common patrimony of the nation. So it has become a big and a big business, and it's embarrassment. I sympathize with the governor, who has been very outspoken, very pragmatic, and a patriotic Borno man who believes that I am helpless. And I think Mr. President should just wake up, call and summon a service chiefs to do much more than they are doing. We don't expect the president to take up arms and go to
he's been giving them orders.
He's giving them money, but people that are not delivering should be fired.
Okay, BKO.
We should fire those who are not doing well.
What kind of safeguard do you think should be put in place? I mean, to take out all of these informants out of this equation, so as not to compromise operations.
Arrests have been made in the past of informants within the army, not just for bandits, but for insurgents. I remember from the former Chief of Defense Staff, the Rabo, even speaking to the press, talking about that disturbing trend that people in the armed forces were working for the enemy. If you Google it, you see that story. And it was a long list of arrests made and all that. So it's not saying some politicians are happy that we are in insecurity. That's right. Because they think they will reap political gains from it.
That's right.
But it's your country at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And people who are doing this kind of thing, if they are found out, they should be put on trial. Remember, some of our own people are even financiers to these insurgents. They made arrests in the UAE.
Yeah, the UAE, yeah, exactly.
Remember, even bandits, you know, arrests were made some time ago in respect of people, including a journalist, giving information to bandits and even working directly with them. So these things are there. It's not as if he said something that has not been said before. But I think that given the situation that we find ourselves now, he felt the need to reinforce it.
Exactly.
We need to defeat the enemies of the state, parading themselves as patriotic Nigerians. When we are approaching elections, you see this kind of ugly dimensions to it. A place that had been stable, suddenly you start hearing, oh, things are falling apart again. We cannot be weaponizing insecurity. We cannot be politicizing insecurity. It makes no sense. And I think that it's time. We are hearing that some commanders are complacent in the Northeast. They are not even following the operational standards set for them, especially to defend their bases when they come under attack. Such commanders must be sent packing. You don't need to keep them. Send them packing. Anybody who is not delivering, whether you are a DPO or you are an army commander somewhere, if you are not delivering, they should show you the door.
You should lose your job.
If you don't do that, if you don't make examples of incompetent people, we will never have results. That's right. And we need results in this situation.
Okay, now because...
may I add something, please? You see, we have this information, but we should process this information into intelligence. That's how it works. And try to make examples. If you don't start to parade people and make scapegoat, people will not be deterred from snitching on their nation, betraying their nation.
Absolutely.
Patriotism can be galvanized when you see soldiers who are ready to fight the bandits. Will not be happy when those people are the enemies of the nation are just roaming free.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our final conversation. Now, true progress begins at the roots, and in governance structure, the grassroots is usually referenced as where the people who truly yearn for development stay. In Warri South local government area of Delta State, there is a change in leadership, one that the people are truly proud of. In our Journalist Hangout Midweek Special, Babajide Kolade Otitoju visits Warri South local government area to spotlight grassroots development and infrastructure growth initiatives being championed by the council chairman, Wayemi Agbateimiro. Now let's share the story with you.
Warri no dey carry last. This is a phrase you hear often in Nigeria. It is usually a chant of pride, resilience, and fierce identity. But have you ever paused to ask, if Warri never comes last, then where exactly does it stand? Let's go on a trip to the Warri South local government area, and by the end of this journey, you might just find your own answer. Welcome to the south of Nigeria, Delta State, the big heart of the nation. And deep within this beating heart lies a lively pulse that cannot be ignored. Warri South local government. Tucked on land and water, roughly about 184 kilometers from Asaba, the state capital, and over 2.5-hour journey. Warri South local government area is not sleeping on its dream that stretches beyond modern history. Warri South is one of the most densely populated areas in Delta State. It is a melting pot of culture, economy, and ambition. But with rapid growth also comes heavy burdens like environmental strain, resource management, and infrastructure decay. So, what is being done, and who is doing it? Meet the man on the saddle of governance in Warri South local government, Agba Teinero Weimi Isaac, known to many here as Agbas, a name now synonymous with a return to effective grassroots governance. Born November 14, 1974, his resume reads like a blueprint for leadership. He is a former commissioner for youth development, senior special assistant to the governor on community development, national president, the Shekri National Youth Council, and much more. Now, as chairman of Warri South, he is redefining what local governance should be. As you drive into Warri South, a noticeable shift in both atmosphere and aesthetics becomes apparent, offering a stark contrast after hours of road travel. At a key location, a large signpost stands tall, clearly displaying the message, "Keep Warri clean." Under the leadership of Comrade Agba Teinero, one of the administration's key focuses has been improving the environment, with sanitation taking center stage. Stella Mode, who is the head of the environment department at the local government, reflects on this initiative. With 29 years of service under her belt, she describes the chairman's intervention as nothing short of unprecedented.
What we do mostly, we have our workers, we call it sanitary workers, that go out on daily basis to clean the city. As you can see behind me, we have a waste truck, TP truck. The bigger one is at the secretariat now. If we have lesser waste, we don't bring it out. In
a concerted effort to maintain cleanliness in Warri South Council area, 100 street sweepers have been recruited, and extensive work has been done to clear drains and waterways.
This is a new era in Warri South. It has never happened in the section of this local government. For all this while, the research chairman has sworn in between 60 to going to 1 year. We have done a lot of job. Cleaning of the canals, packing of the drainages, packing of the cleaning of the water hyacinth. And that's what they call a title which we did last year, October, November, Operation Keep Warri Clean.
A thriving economy is the backbone of a prosperous society. In Warri South, markets like Pesu, Makaiva, and Igbudu are key drivers, fueling business growth and job creation. Pesu Market, once in decline, now thrives, thanks to the deliberate efforts of the council to facilitate the return of traders to the location and a 10 million naira revolving loan scheme for traders.
During his campaign, he made that promise to the market people, the market traders. And immediately he got into that position, the chairman started with this soft loan revolving scheme. And we registered all the markets within Warri South local government. We have over 30 markets in Warri South local government. And these over 30 markets are to receive the sum of 10 million naira to help the traders in their various business.
Construction of new abattoirs is one of the interventions here, and the chairman of the Butchers Association, Toju Awala, conducted me through the sections.
Normally, we don't have abattoir here. When the chairman was campaigning, we went to him to submit our proposal to him, and he gave us a promise that by the special law we should vote for him. If we vote for him, when he comes to power, he's going to build the abattoir for us. The day he was sworn in, he came from Asaba. He first visited here. 2 weeks later, he called me that the job is going to start off now. And this is the job we are now seeing. And we have a co-room behind also, which is first of its kind. We have not seen in Delta State. No slaughter have a co-room in Delta State.
Amid the noise and energy of the meat market, 2 female butchers stand firm behind their blood-streaked wooden table. I caught up with Elizabeth Okoro, who has been wielding her knife and cutlass for about 40 years, and she cuts through the beef with precision. Just a few meters away, Josephine Samuel, another female butcher, walks swiftly, with her hands expertly slicing through slabs of beef. With practice ease, she portions the meat into neat cuts.
It is seen as a man's world.
But these determined women of Delta State do not actually see butchering as a job reserved for men. They are doing their best to keep their family together, play their role as housewives.
I over-try because it's so dead person will never see this kind of one like this. Our common said they're supposed to do for how many years. When it comes to do the code for us. Our slaughter is one for us. So you over-try.
At Makaiva Market, known for second-hand fashion items, the interest-free business loan program, courtesy of the Agbate Eniro-led administration, is changing lives.
The money that he gave to us, we use it well in our business. Like my business now, when you look at it, that money that they gave to me that time, I use it well.
The traders are excited by the increased focus on addressing their needs and the removal of political interference in loan disbursements.
He understands the situation of things. He met us directly, 101, and the other is going to empower us with a soft loan of 10 million naira each. And before now, such things do happen, but they don't give it to traders direct. They play politics with them.
Other markets and associations that have benefited so far include Ogbejo Market, Igbudu Market, Main Market, Igbowangwe Market, Ubeji Market, and the Spare Parts Market. The Christian Association of Nigeria and Warri South Women have also benefited. I also visited Igbudu Market, a business hub bustling with activity. There, the Warri South Council rebuilt over 30 lock-up shops destroyed in a fire. This intervention, according to the council, is designed to support traders in getting back on their feet. For Warri South local government, true development is incomplete without compassion, a principle that is driving its interventions in health and social welfare. Paulina Ojibu is one of the many beneficiaries of the council's proactive efforts. She bears the scar of a head injury following a near-fatal accident sustained while keeping the streets clean. Overwhelmed with emotion, she offers heartfelt prayers in gratitude to the chairman whose intervention saved her life.
They do the surgery, many go dead, they are no more. I don't know how they take bring money come, they support me, but all I know is that the chairman, the supporter of the chairman, all stand by me.
Speaking on the health intervention, the Warri South Council Supervisor for Health, Dedua Ese Gift, reaffirmed the council's commitment to delivering critical interventions for residents.
She was treated from that December last year till middle of February, when she was okay, and she's okay and she has been discharged. And also the bills, the local government took care of the bills.
In the spirit of compassionate and responsive governance, Warri South local government is also extending support to the most vulnerable, the elderly, people with disabilities, and widows are not left behind. 20 individuals from each ward have been selected to receive monthly stipends to help cushion the effects of the current economic hardship. 56-year-old Monday Ereforo, a resident of D Morning Street, Okumagba Avenue, is battling partial stroke. For him and many others, the monthly stipend provided by the council has become a vital lifeline in these challenging times.
The local government chairman dey try. Since when he entered this position now, so now we get beneficial of everything when we say for the local government here. Things they go well for us here. And the little things when they give us, we they appreciate our way.
In the area of infrastructure and mobility, Warri South's Operation Zero Pothole has repaired more than 500 meters of failed roads so as to keep the wheels of commerce turning. The rehabilitation of the Omadina Obodo Road tells a powerful story of transformation.
This road was very bad before, but now he constructed it, make it good for us to enable to use it. And it's a very good thing he did for us. We appreciate what he do for us.
In another bold stride, the administration of Agbate Eniro has embarked on the construction of a 60-meter bridge in the Ifiekporo community, an ambitious project set to facilitate access and connectivity to virgin lands.
The importance of this bridge is to create access road to the highland, whereby we can create expansion. As you can see, this place, the whole of the community now is kind of congested. So it's a vast land that is this here side. On this other side, whereby untapped.
So what we have here is a 60-meter bridge that will lead us from the Ubeji axis to the Ifeekpo community over here. There's an island over here that has a very massive land that has been intended to house a very suitable estate.
To reduce road accidents, the council installed wire mesh dividers, thereby encouraging safe use of pedestrian bridges in a simple, smart and effective approach. In the riverine communities, where life depends on water routes, council has undertaken the clearing of water hyacinths and weeds from waterways. This effort is enhancing transportation and revitalizing fishing activities across the local government's coastal areas. It is often said that education is the cornerstone of any progressive society, and Warri South knows this, an understanding that is evident in its interventions in education and youth development. I visited Igogbadu Primary School, Warri, which was founded in 1977. Here and in many other schools in the council, the administration of Agbas is using education as a weapon to arm young minds for the future. Across Warri South Council, Primary 6 pupils are now officially registered to earn their certificates at no cost. The chairman, Association of Primary School Head Teachers in Nigeria, Warri South Chapter, Helen Oki, described it as a shift from lip service to real support.
It has never happened since I've been teaching in Warri South local government area. The chairman.
From exam fees to financial literacy programs, the council is also investing in students with the provision of 20,000 naira bursary to 1,000 indigenous in tertiary institutions. The council chairman has shown a strong commitment to the welfare of workers, a dedication acknowledged by the Warri South chairman of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Comrade Raymond Emiko.
It's one chairman that is focused. It's not just about projects, which is doing well. For the first time, we have a chairman that is building a bridge, constructing a bridge.
In a display of unity, the executive arm under Agbas leadership has consistently fostered collaboration with the legislative arm, working together with a shared vision to improve the lives of the people. With this partnership, the legislative arm has embraced cooperation as an essential tool for progress.
We'll be supporting him because he has been the peak point of Warri South in aspect of various bills that has been passed. We've gotten 7 bills that has been passed into law.
For Agbata Inero, the driving force behind these initiatives is to position Warri South as a model of good governance.
Our own personal budget to reflect the components, the critical components of our manifesto. And we tag that budget the budget of crystallization. Budget of crystallization because where the supplementary budget is not sufficient enough to crystallize the critical ideology behind what the manifesto was. We are very convinced that before we run through the 2025 budget, there will be significant, visible product of what we intend to achieve with the manifesto.
Though his administration is less than a year old in office, Agbata Inero remains committed to delivering more tangible benefits of good governance to Warri South people. Babajide Kolari Otitoju, Warri South Local Government, Delta State.
Right, thank you so much for joining us. BKO, you were there at Warri South Local Government area. The people smiling. Your thoughts on this?
No, the chairman challenged me to come and see his work. And out of my busy schedule, I just find a way to go there. Because if you don't go there to see what is done in under 1 year in office, they would then think, oh, it's very big people that you showcase their achievement. And any Nigerian who is doing very well deserves to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
We want local governments to do more. Therefore, those of them who are giving value for money, who are doing well, they deserve to be celebrated. True. There is someone in Shomolu who has done extremely well.
Exactly.
You know?
Dula.
Such people like Dula deserve to be celebrated, and that's what we've done here. If there are Nigerians who are doing well, they can challenge us to come and look at their work. So I'm happy with what I saw. Clearly, if he has a bigger opportunity, he will even do more. And if he can do all of this in 1 year, in under 1 year, I believe that in 4 years he will have done so much.
Anyway, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Femi, But Femi Adefele, in just 30 seconds, your thoughts on this?
Well, we should know that development is local. Security is local. It's a good example to other chairmen.
Okay.
If we can coalesce effort in local government areas, then we are going to have national development. Because we're going to have national development. And you know, local government basically what they do, they regulate, maintain infrastructural development, provide public good health and stuff like that. But it's a good, and I like something. The trajectory of a political ascendancy. He was former commissioner.
And now he's in local government.
We need informed and civilized minds to be in local government. Like Adeniji Adele that we had in the...
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Femi Adefele, making your debut on Journalist Hangout. Thank you so much for coming right on the show. BKO, as always, it's so good to have you back, actually. It's so good to have you back. And that's all on Journalist Hangout today. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.